Live from the Breaking News and Weather Authority, this is WEAU 13 News at 10.
More than 20 people were hurt in 3 separate shootings in Milwaukee last night. One of those shootings happened near Pfizer Forum. Thousands of Bucks fans had gathered there for an NBA playoff game watch party. They ran for safety after they heard gunshots. Brett Vickery talked to some of those fans about last night. The victims of the shootings range in age from 15 to 47. Police say all of them are expected to survive. Downtown Milwaukee will be under a curfew for the rest of the weekend. Police will begin enforcing that curfew at 11 p.m. tonight and again at 11 p.m. tomorrow night. In response to last night's events, the Milwaukee Bucks released a statement that called the shootings horrific. Its statement said, in part, "We condemn this devastating violence. We are grateful to local law enforcement for its valiant efforts to try to contain what was a dangerous and fluid situation." A 29-year-old man is dead after a physical altercation in Chippewa Falls early this morning. The Chippewa Falls Police Department says officers responded to a report of a domestic abuse incident in the 300 block of Willow Street. When they arrived, they found the man lying outside the home with what they believe was a knife wound. The man was taken to a hospital where he later died. Police say there was a fight between the man and a woman in the home. Officers say the woman had injuries to her face. According to police, the woman told investigators she feared for her life. She told them she picked up a knife and tried to leave the home. Chippewa Falls police say they may recommend criminal charges pending further investigation. At Carson Park in Eau Claire this morning, community members took part in a walk raising money for cystic fibrosis research. Great Strides is a national group working to one day find a cure for CF. Its Eau Claire chapter has been hosting this 5K for 23 years. Co-chair Maria Brantner has 2 daughters with CF and understands firsthand the challenges CF can bring. She says events like this can spread awareness and let people know they are not alone. Another nonprofit aiming to raise awareness about a genetic disorder hosted its annual fundraiser in Chippewa Falls today. Neurofibromatosis affects about 1 in every 3,000 people. Currently, there is no cure for the disease. NF First hosts Kickin' It in the Park for NF every year in Chippewa Falls. Cynthia Valentino and her family started the nonprofit and event after her sister Michelle died from the disorder in 2016 at the age of 17. Valentino says the event can bring people together who are dealing with NF and lets them know they are not alone.
It was her dream to start a nonprofit that all the funds raised went towards research and awareness instead of salaries. It's our way to honor one of her last requests and just keep her memory alive. It was just a huge dream of hers, accomplish her dream that she couldn't see accomplished before she passed.
Valentino says Kicking It in the Park typically raises a few $1,000s every year. She says they try to donate the money locally to families dealing with NF or to places like the University of Minnesota for research. Coming up in Sports Scene 13, from prep to college and the pros, JD has the highlights after a busy day on the diamond. First, communities across the U.S. held rallies today to voice their concerns over the potential overturn of Roe v. Wade. People are flooding the streets across the U.S. today in response to the leaked draft of a Supreme Court draft opinion that would overturn Roe v. Wade. Cole Higgins has the latest. It looks like this week can feel like spring for sure.
Yeah, we'll finally get that taste of May that we've been waiting for, and hard to believe June is not too far off, so certainly enjoy it while it's here.
Absolutely. Thanks, Derek.
You bet.
Coming up next in Sports Scene 13, Memorial High School hosts the Big Rivers Conference Tennis Championships. Plus, UW Eau Claire softball returns to action in the Division III National Tournament. Well, with all this warm weather and rain, the grass has certainly gotten a lot greener, and you might need a lawnmower.
Yeah, and don't forget, we still have our Skywarn 13 Weather Word contest going on.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like spring.
Yes.
Thanks, Derek, and thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your night.